Mac, we're breaking up.
Huh? What the hell? Where did that come from all of a sudden? Lexi? What's going on?
I just told you, didn't I? We're breaking up. The engagement is off.
Seriously, what the hell? You got me so off guard here, I don't even know what to say.
It might seem sudden to you, but I promise you, I've been thinking about doing this for a long, long time.
But we only have 2 more months until the wedding, Lexi.
Exactly. It's precisely because we're so close now that I had to stop and do some serious soul searching. When I thought about what kind of family we'd end up being, what our home life would be like, what kind of married couple we'd be, I've been doing all sorts of thinking about what our married life would look like, you know? And I'm sorry, Mac, but it's just not the life I imagined for myself.
Huh? Huh? How do you mean?
How should I put this? It's like, no matter how hard I try, I find it impossible to imagine us having a future together. Or rather, when I picture what my idea of happily married life looks like, you're not a part of it. I guess you could say I was finally honest enough with myself to accept that.
What are you saying?
It's important to have a vision for the future, you know? Especially when you find yourself stood on the precipice of one of life's major turning points. But when you're about to embark on a new start and you're already having major doubts, you have to stop and have a difficult conversation with yourself about whether it's truly what's right for you. Look on the bright side. At least we didn't actually end up getting married, so we both get to come out of the other side without becoming divorcees. So please, just agree to breaking off the engagement so we can both move on.
I'm gonna need some time for this, Lexi. This has all been so sudden, and I need some time to process everything you just told me before I can give you a proper answer.
Come on, Mac, is it really that difficult?
Nothing you say will change my mind. I need time to process this.
Fine, I'll give you 3 days.
Just 3 days?
Actually, I think I'm being pretty generous, because nothing you say will change my mind. Which means 3 days is a waste of time as far as I'm concerned. That said, I get that you're shocked, so I'm willing to compromise. I understand how you feel, so are you going to meet me halfway and consider my feelings too?
Fine, I'll message you in 3 days then.
Just remember that no matter how long you wait, nothing's going to change my mind.
Mac, I just saw the message you sent me last night. I'm so sorry I couldn't reply straight away, bro. I was on night shift and we're not allowed to take our phones outside the locker room while on the premises. Hey, Tony, sorry for sending you such a weird message out of nowhere. Lexi dropped a bombshell on me and she said that she wants to break off the engagement and I didn't know who else to talk to about it. Don't sweat it. I'm your friend and I wouldn't want you to go through this alone, so I'm glad you reached out to me. I'm sorry if I worried you. Thanks, buddy. I see. So is that why? Is that why? Listen, Mac, there's something about Lexi you should know. Huh? I'm sorry to tell you this when you've already got a broken heart, because it's probably going to sting a little. But you might want to deal with it immediately, so I don't really have a choice. Whoa, what is this? Whoa, what is it? You're scaring me now. This all happened about 2 months ago. I saw Lexi while I was on my way to work a few times, but every time I did, she was with some other dude. Huh? Wait, what? I saw them together in the same place every time. Every time I saw them, they were walking down the long street you come onto. Every time I saw them, they were walking down the long street you come onto after turning right out of McPherson Station. I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you where that street goes, right? That's where all the hotels are. Bingo. The first time I didn't think anything of it. I figured she was probably just with some guy friend, and they just happened to be walking that way while on their way somewhere else. But from the second time onwards, I had a bad feeling not only due to her being with the same guy again, but also they were way too intimate with each other just to be friends. I see. I'm sorry I waited so long to tell you, buddy. I just didn't know the right way to go about it. When I saw them again yesterday, I got super annoyed with myself for keeping it quiet all this time and swore to tell you. I was actually going to do it today. I can tell it's been eating away at you, Tony, and I'm sorry to hear that. Don't feel bad, okay? I understand why you didn't tell me. Thank you. What are you going to do next? Oh, well, first of all, it's safe to say the engagement's officially off, and I'm gonna need proof of the affair. But there's no doubt about it. Me and Lexi have been drifting apart for a long time. I always did my best to talk to her as much as I could, to make time for date nights and things, and I tried to make her happy, I really did, but for some reason, nothing seemed to work. She always just seemed so distant. In a way, I'm actually pleased because now I know why. Now, I can happily break off the engagement. Mac, I get you want to put on a brave face, but it's normal for this to suck, you know? It's fine, really. Anyway, once the engagement's been canceled, I'll have to deal with the small matter of how to make sure Lexi takes full responsibility for what she did. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help, pal. I'm always here. I might just do that. Thanks, brosif. Lexi, I've decided to break off the engagement.
Wow, really? Gee, thanks, babe. To be honest, I was kind of worried you'd dig your heels in and refuse. I'm really pleased you've decided to be a mature, responsible adult about it. Oh yeah, one more thing. As for letting everyone know we're breaking off the engagement, I think it's best we both tell our parents, friends, and all the people we invited to the wedding individually. There's no need to go making a big drama out of the whole thing, right? You've agreed to go along with the engagement, so let's deal with the rest quietly before going our separate ways for good.
You're right. That works fine for me for the time being.
Thanks for being so mature about us breaking up. To tell you the truth, I already found my new boyfriend. It's not easy being this much of a hit with the guys, you know. Anyway, I think we're just about done here. I'm so pleased that we were able to part ways on such good terms. Now it's time for a clean break. Woohoo! Bye-bye.
Mac, something crazy happened. You gotta hear this. What is it? It turns out the guy Lexi was cheating on you with is one of my coworkers. Wow, are you serious? Yeah, and get this. He has a reputation for being the most useless, deadweight blockhead at the company. He's such a pain in the ass that he routinely gets passed from department to department because no one wants anything to do with him. He just got assigned to my department today, so I finally saw his face for the first time. But I've been hearing rumors about him here for years. He's somewhat of a legendary figure at my company for being so damn useless. I thought he looked familiar when I saw him at morning call. Then I remembered he was the dude I kept seeing Lexi walking towards the hotel district. Wow, what are the odds? Now that I think about it, the street next to McPherson Station where I kept seeing him isn't that far away from my workplace. Obviously, I can't be sure, but I can say there's a pretty strong chance he's been meeting up with Lexi there after work for months. I see. Yeah, and that's not all. I don't know whether it's because he's trying to assert himself as the hotshot new guy in my department or whether this is just what he's always like, but he literally didn't stop bragging about himself all day. He even mentioned you and Lexi. What? Well, let me be clear. He didn't specifically say your names, but he was bragging about how he stole some loser's fiancee and making himself out to be this huge stud in front of all of the female employees. Then he went around the whole office showing everyone a photo of him with Lexi before jumping on my desk and playing air guitar while spinning his head around like some wannabe rock star and yelling, "Don't challenge the stallion," at the top of his voice. Wow, are you for real? Sadly, yes. It turns out instead of totally being dead weight at the office, he's also a total jerk who thinks stealing another dude's girl is something to brag about. Does this guy have mental problems? That was my first thought, but then I realized that would be an insult to people with mental problems. The guy's something else. I'm pretty sure he became universally hated in my department within 5 minutes of meeting everyone. What's his name? Bartholomew Abe. What? What is it? No way. Unless I'm thinking of someone else with the same name. Which, let's face it, is pretty unlikely. That's the jerk who used to bully everyone at my high school. No way. Seriously? Hang on a sec, could it be? I think this could be his way of getting revenge on me for what happened back then. Revenge? To cut a long story short, he had a crush on my cousin. He wouldn't stop following her around school, writing her love letters and asking her out on dates. But she wasn't interested, so I kind of ended up becoming her bodyguard. I often used to hear about how much he hated me for it, but since I was bigger than him and trained Wing Chun, he never had any balls to say anything to my face. Wow, I see. Anyway, if it really is him, I have a little trick up my sleeve. What are you gonna do? Me and him both grew up in the same town and we know a lot of the same people, which means gathering information on him is gonna be a piece of cake. Ah, I see. All right, that sounds promising. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll pretend I don't know you and feign ignorance if he starts boasting about stealing Lexi again. Yeah, could you? That'd be great. Sorry you got dragged into this crap, bud. If you find out anything else, it'd be great if you could let me know as soon as possible. You have nothing to be sorry for, Mac. And sure, of course.
Mac, what the hell is this letter that just showed up at my mom and dad's place? You better start explaining right now. Why in God's name would I pay you compensation? Not only that, but why in the crap would I cover all the wedding expenses?
Which part don't you understand? Isn't it obvious? You're the one who called off the engagements, so why would you get out of footing the bill?
What are you talking about? Why should I pay you compensation when we didn't even get married? Are you stupid?
I should be asking you that. This was hardly a regular breakup, was it? We had the wedding venue booked, invites sent, a band hired, a cake ordered, your dress, my tux. We had everything in order, Lexi. The wedding company explained in advance there'd be a cancellation fee of the quoted amount plus 30% in the event of a cancellation within 3 months of the wedding day. Not only did the representative explain in person when we went in, but we both signed a contract and received email copies of the terms and conditions.
Huh?
I went through all of the cancellation procedures myself. And not only that, but I had to borrow the money from elsewhere because I didn't have enough left after spending so much on the wedding. Obviously, I was going to bill you for everything when you're the one who called off the engagement. Am I doing something wrong here? Please feel free to go through my messages again and pick fault if I'm mistaken somehow, because I assure you I'm not.
Fine. Well, what about the compensation?
You can still claim compensation without getting married, you dummy.
Wait, what? No way. You're lying.
Not only that, but you cheated on me.
What? No, I did not.
Sorry, Lexi, but you're not going to be able to lie your way out of this one. I put the proof of the affair, including pictures of you being intimate with your lover in public, in a separate brown envelope inside the compensation bill letter.
No way. That's what's in the envelope?
Get back in touch with me once you've taken a look inside if you dare.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. How did you find out?
Shall I be completely honest with you?
Tell me.
I'm so sorry. Almost fell over laughing when I realized how easy you made it to collect proof you were cheating on me.
What?
You do know that your lover, Bartholomew Abe, was in my class in high school, right?
Sure I did, but so what? What's your point?
So you should have known he was the most hated guy in my entire neighborhood too, right?
Huh?
Not only that, but he was also hated by the very kinds of people you do not want to make enemies of. Which is why when I headed back into town and enlisted the help of some of my old friends in the form of calling in some favors with their connections, I had enough evidence to prove the affair 10 times over within just a few days.
It was really that easy?
Come on, Lexi, face reality. Even without the help of my friends, it was never going to be difficult to prove he was going around bragging to everyone who'd listen about how he'd stolen Mac's fiancee and was now officially the superior male. He even posted photos and videos of you both together in the office group chat.
God damn it, that moron. Are you being serious right now?
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Bartholomew wouldn't happen to have stopped messaging you these last few days, would he?
Well, yes. I thought it was just because he's busy since getting moved to a new department at work.
I have some friends who work at one of the office buildings outside the hotel district near McPherson Station. They gave me several witness accounts reporting seeing him going into one of the hotels with a young blonde a total of 5 times over the last 2 days.
Wait, what? Bartholomew with another woman? But why? Why would he do this to me? I thought we had something special. You've got to be kidding me. I broke off my engagement for that asshole.
There's one more thing you should know. Apparently, Bartholomew's uncle found out about his nephew's misdeeds for the first time yesterday, as well as kindly agreeing to shoulder the burden for the compensation his nephew's gonna owe me. He also drove him out to a remote mountain temple run by a small group of Shaolin monks who operate a rehabilitation facility for violent criminals, ex-drug addicts, and other various breeds of social misfit. Something tells me you won't be hearing from him again.
What?
Anyway, I think we're pretty much done here. Make sure I get my compensation and repayment on the wedding expenses sooner rather than later, okay? My lawyer's on standby, should I need him.
Oh my god, is this real life? How can you just keep springing extra crap on me? I don't even understand what's happening anymore.
A few days after our last messages, Lexi's parents showed up at my place and apologized profusely for their wayward daughter's sickening behavior and cheating on me and breaking off the engagement. They told me they took all the savings from her bank account and sold all of their possessions in an effort to come up with some money. With that, they lowered their heads in shame and handed me an envelope containing the exact amount I requested in the invoice I sent before going home. Sadly, I can't say Lexi responded in as dignified and responsible a fashion as her parents. Apparently, she still carried on claiming to be the victim in the whole thing and showed no signs of repenting for her behavior. At their wits' end, and having heard about Bartholomew's uncle sent him to the mountain temple for rehabilitation, Lexi's parents decided to enter her into a monastery for 2 years in the hope that the nuns there would teach her how to be a decent human being. As for Bartholomew, of course his departure for the mountain temple meant he left my company. I got the funniest text from my boss a few days later. Apparently, as soon as it was announced that Bartholomew was leaving, the entire office erupted into thunderous cheering and applause. To be honest, even having him around for the short space of time we did was a huge pain in the ass for all of us. Which is why me and 2 of my coworker buddies have decided to go on a guy's vacation to Mexico to decompress.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Tony. It's finally gonna be time to meet my parents tomorrow. Are you mentally prepared?
Well, I'd like to think I'm prepared. But didn't your dad used to be a boxer?
Sure he did, but that's ancient history now. And it's not like he ever won any titles or anything. And he only ever fought in the amateur leagues.
Oh, but still, he knows how to throw a punch. Being a man is about fighting it out with your fists. That was his motto, right?
Yeah, I guess he always was kind of a meathead. I guess if I was to say you should be careful about anything, it'd be that. Still, he's not the kind of guy to put his hands on someone without any fighting experience. So I really don't think you have anything to worry about.
Well, I'm pleased to hear that. I can't believe we're already engaged and I'm only just now meeting your parents. I'm doing my best to take my mind off it, but I just can't seem to get my nerves under control. I guess it can't be helped.
Pull yourself together, Tony. You're the CEO of the biggest washing machine manufacturers on the East Coast. Wonderful Washing Machines wouldn't be half the company it is without your tenacious, can-do attitude, and that's a fact. Remember how bold and confident you always are at work? Just tap into that and you'll breeze it.
Well, I guess you're right, but how to put it? Whenever I'm at work, it's like I have my war switch turned on. The industry's full of naysayers and detractors, right? Remember how doubtful everyone was about my suitability for the job when I got my promotion because of how young I am? I guess you could call my over-the-top, balls-to-the-wall charisma a survival tactic.
There's nothing wrong with that, baby. If it works, it works. You're the kind of guy who produces the goods when push comes to shove. In your entire life, has there ever been a situation you couldn't navigate? Nope, I didn't think so. You'll be fine tomorrow, too. Trust me.
You're right. And whether I worry about it or not, tomorrow is happening, and that ain't gonna change. Screw it, I'm going all in, all or nothing.
Hey, chill out, babe. It's not a military operation. Promise me you won't charge my parents or do anything crazy, okay?
Oh, alright, I'm gonna figuratively crush it tomorrow by maintaining a cool air of confidence while being polite and respecting social norms. How's that?
Perfect. Looks like you're already back to your old self.
You really think so?
No doubt about it. All right, well, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you then. Good grief. To think that was all it took for you to run off with your tail between your legs. Pathetic. Oh well, A frail social misfit like you never had a hope of winning against a lean, mean killing machine like me. The weak should fear the strong. Yee-ho! Is it fair to assume this is Butch, Lexi's dad? That's right. Boom. Respect the guns. Butch, with all due respect, I'm your daughter's fiancé. We're getting married soon, and today was the first time I ever met you. Why the hell did you punch me in the face? To test your mettle, boy. To think you couldn't even withstand a 10% power warm-up punch with my left hand. You spineless little beansprout. I've never met such a pitiful excuse for a man. You do understand that even a 10% power punch is going to rock me when it lands square in my face, right in the middle of me trying to introduce myself. You're a former boxer, for crying out loud. So let me get this straight, boy. Instead of rising to the challenge and fighting back like a man, then and there, toe-to-toe, man-to-man, you run off and start sending me these whiny crybaby messages from a safe distance, where I can't get you. Pathetic. I eat shrimp like you for breakfast. You're such a flimsy wet noodle of a man. I bet you barely make 50 pounds wet, though. I bet you drink soy lattes too, don't you? Boom! My nose is bleeding and my face is all swollen because of you. What's your point? I can't speak anymore. Huh? They just got done patching me up at the hospital. Weakest punch I've ever thrown put you in hospital. I also had the docs print off a medical certificate. You're undisciplined, weak. Your training insufficient. That's not what I'm talking about here. In any case, I can't give my daughter's hand in marriage to a lowly temp. Temp? Do you mean temp worker? Yeah. Now you listen to me, boy. And you listen good. You know that washing machine company you used to work for as a temp? What was it again? Wonderful Washing Machines. They're one of my company's biggest clients. I saw you show up at our office with their sales manager countless times. Oh, is that so? But you haven't been showing your face lately, so I can only assume your temp contract came to an end, and now you're back out on the streets begging with your tin can. I can't leave my daughter's future in hands of such a good-for-nothing pansy. Is that why you punched me in the face the instant we met? Damn right it is. I guess you weren't interested in letting me introduce myself then. Why the heck would I want to listen to some dumb temp worker introduce himself? I'd rather watch paint dry or stick needles in my eyes. But more important than that, like hell I'd give her away to a flaccid pansy who goes flying across the room from my weakest punch. Oh, if you still want to marry my daughter, then you'll have to defeat me in single combat. Either we settle this old style, man to man, or we don't settle it at all, and you get the hell out of my daughter's life. Show me what you're made of, pipsqueak. Fine. I won't marry her. What? First of all, no one who claims to be a true student of martial arts would sucker punch a rookie while he was trying to introduce himself. Which basically means you just did something that even I, as someone with zero fighting experience, know is frowned upon in the martial arts world. Quit your whining, pansy. What you gonna do? Call the martial arts police? If you can only talk smack from behind the safety of your phone, you're nothing but a coward. My daughter ain't marrying no coward. You flimsy pipsqueak.
Tony, are you okay?
Hey, Lexi, thanks for coming with me to the hospital yesterday. It means a lot.
Of course I was gonna come with you, silly. This was all my fault. Oh my god, babe, I feel terrible about what my dad did to you. I'm so sorry. I had no idea he'd do something like that to you the moment you met him.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little shocked. What the hell was he trying to do? I can't make any sense of it.
Well, about that. How to put this? It seems as though he was trying to recreate a scene from a certain drama he likes from the olden days.
A drama?
You know, like a no man weaker than me gets to have my daughter's hand in marriage, pow kind of thing.
I've never heard of that kind of thing before.
I got a message from my mom this morning explaining how he hit the beers when he got home and wouldn't stop bragging gleefully about what he did to you all night. Eventually, she got so bored of his antics, she went to the bedroom on her own, but all she could hear from the kitchen was, boom, got him.
Jesus, what the hell? You're telling me that's why I got punched?
Yeah.
Even though I didn't do anything to him.
First of all, please believe me when I tell you I've tried to convince him to try being more open-minded about this. But basically, in his mind, you're nothing but the guy who stole his daughter. I told him countless times you didn't steal me, but he's so stubborn he never listens to a word I say. I'm so sorry, Tony.
No, don't apologize to me, babe. This ain't your fault. You often hear about how complicated the emotional states of dads struggling to come to terms with their daughters getting married can be, so it's not like I don't understand why you might feel uncomfortable about the whole thing. But punching me in the face was taking it a step too far.
Right. I couldn't agree more. I completely understand where you're coming from, and I'm 100% on your side. However, you want to deal with him, whatever kind of action you want to take for what he did to you, I want you to know I'll have your back no matter what.
It's probably going to end up causing you guys some trouble, though.
Don't worry about me and my mom, Tony. We know exactly what he's like. Just do whatever you think you need to do to make this right.
Got it. Thanks, babe. That means a lot to me.
Hey, Alexi. Lexi, you there? This is bad. That boyfriend of yours just sent a sign for a package to the house, and that ain't even the half of it. Apparently, he's filing criminal charges, too. That goddamn sniveling coward. Why, what in heck's name does he think he's playing at?
You punched him in the face when he came to introduce himself and announce our engagement. That's why he's filing criminal charges. The police are currently carrying out their investigation and will likely be calling you in for questioning real soon. But let me make it abundantly clear to you that Tony has no intention of settling out of court with you or dropping the charges under any circumstances for that matter.
Huh?
That's all he wanted me to tell you.
Whoa. You hold on just a goddamn second. That was just a test to determine whether the kid's worthy of marrying you, that's all. If I had to say, I'd call it a form of initiation ritual, a rite of passage, you know? Like those African tribes. No one marries my daughter without earning their stripes first. Why should I be treated like a criminal just 'cause your flimsy pipsqueak boyfriend was too frail and wobbly to take my jab? I didn't even use my power hand.
It's never acceptable to punch someone unless it's in self-defense. What you did was criminal, plain and simple. To make matters worse, you're a former boxer. You and him are practically in different worlds in terms of skill. Tony has no martial arts experience, and there's no way he could have ever hoped to stand up to you. You should have known better. You do well to remember that your sentence, or whatever punishment you end up getting, will be even heavier because of that.
No way. It was just a rite of passage.
Oh, and by the way, do you have any idea how much your little stunt is going to screw up your reputation at work? You're as good as finished at that company now. Did you even think about that before you did it? Are you even thinking about it now?
Huh? How do you mean? My reputation screwed up? Laughable. There ain't no one more respected than me at that company. Don't talk nonsense, young lady. I could do whatever I wanted to a flimsy wet noodle like him, and no one would bat an eyelid. He's a temp worker, for crying out loud. The lowest of humanity.
What the hell does that have to do with anything? Whether he's a temp worker or not has nothing to do with it. You can't seriously think people's employment status gives you the right to physically assault them. It worries me how you can be so old as you are and this lacking in common sense. Besides, Tony isn't even a temp worker anyway.
Wait. What? You kidding me?
You seem to have convinced yourself he's a temp worker based on nothing more than the fact that you saw him visiting your company from Wonderful Washing Machines a few times. Want to know what he was actually visiting your company for? To meet your boss after stepping up as the new CEO of the company, and to discuss your future relationship as trading partners together.
He's a CEO, and he came to meet my boss.
The entire management team at Wonderful Washing Machines got reformed a few months back when the old CEO finally stepped down after running the company for some 40 years.
He's the new he's the CEO. Oh, man. This ain't good.
That's right. Tony is the new CEO.
Well, this is the first I've heard of it.
He was planning on telling you after introducing himself, but yeah, you went and royally screwed up the whole thing, didn't you, Dad? To be honest, I thought you'd already know considering how deep your company's relationship is with wonderful washing machines. But you clearly have no interest in what's going on at your workplace.
No, it ain't like that. I knew they were set to get a new CEO. I just didn't know his name. That's all.
Oh, I see. Well, in any case, it's too little too late now. By the way, Mom left you a signed set of divorce papers and moved out, right?
No. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Why even bother trying to hide it? It's not going to change anything. She told me everything. This should be obvious to you by now, but just in case you haven't realized, I want to make it clear that I'm on Mom's side in all of this.
But why? How can you betray me like this? All I did was my best to fulfill my sworn duty to you as your father and the patriarch of our bloodline.
By punching my fiancé in the face? What did he do to deserve that?
Well, think about it. He deflowered you, baby. The rose of your virginity will never be restored, and now you'll be damaged goods forever. The least I could do was punch the sucker in the face for it. Consider it leveling the playing field.
God, you're disgusting.
What?
Who the do you think you're calling damaged goods? All I want to do is get married and build a happy home with the man I fell in love with. What the hell is so wrong about that? Why won't you just let me be happy for once in my goddamn life, Dad? Why must you always screw up everything? You're nothing but a pea-brained blockhead with views on the world so outdated they belong in the Stone Age. What is it going to take for you to realize you're destroying my happiness?
I'm destroying your happiness.
If you genuinely want me to be happy, then there's only one thing you can do for me. Leave me alone and never try to get involved in my life again.
Lexi.
I suggest you cooperate with the police and atone for what you did to my fiancé.
No, wait, please, babe. Don't do this. You'll always be my baby girl, right?
Goodbye forever.
Tony, I'm begging you, kid. You gotta drop the charges. Please persuade Lexi and my wife to change their minds. I'm begging you here. It's looking like my company are gonna fire me too, damn. Please, kid, I'm serious. You gotta help me out here. Tony, why won't you answer me?
Lexi? I haven't seen you much lately. Did I do something wrong? I knew it. Are you upset about me filing charges with the cops against your dad?
Huh, Tony?
Lexi, do you hate me now?
Wait, no, it's not like that. I think you did the right thing.
Then why have you been avoiding me?
I haven't been avoiding you. It's complicated, Tony. Think about it. I'm the daughter of the man who punched you in the face. I'm your attacker's daughter. No matter which way you look at it, I'm not suitable for you. I'm not worthy of you, Tony. You deserve someone better than me.
Wow, so that's why you haven't been talking to me? Jeez, Lexi.
I mean, of course I couldn't.
No. You've got this all wrong, babe. I'm the one who should have been more considerate towards your feelings. Your dad hitting me like that must have been really tough for you to process, right? I should have been more emotionally available. I'm so sorry I didn't notice you were hurting, babe.
No, stop it. You have nothing to apologize for, Tony.
In that case, let me ask you one more time. Lexi, will you marry me?
Tony?
There ain't another girl on this planet I want to call my wife. You're the only one for me, babe, until I die. If I can't have your hand in marriage, then I'd rather stay single for the rest of my life.
Are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure you want me to be your wife, Tony?
I don't want anyone but you, baby. You're my honey pie, my sugar muffin, my super sexy treacle dumpling.
Tony, you're my big cuddly woodly teddy bear.
Can I come over to your house? I want to see you. You can answer my question when we're together. when you're lost in my warm embrace. Our souls intertwined as one.
All right. I'm waiting for you. Tony, thank you.
I already knew what the answer was going to be, but I wanted to hear it in person. So with that, I made my way to Lexi's house straight away. After that, we immediately began living together. Lexi's mom currently enjoying her newly single life after the divorce. She lives in the same neighborhood as me and Lexi, and she's surrounded by the warmth and loving support of her family, friends, and neighbors. Lexi's dad, Butch, on the other hand, he was disowned by his daughter, divorced by his wife, and fired from his job. Not only that, but he also got slapped with a criminal record for what he did to me on that fateful day. What's more, apparently he flipped out and resisted arrest when the cops came to take him in, which meant he got hit with an additional charge of interference with a public servant in the execution of their duties. It must have been at that point he realized the sheer unparalleled stupidity of his actions. I was so surprised when he sent me a letter of apology through his lawyer that my jaw almost hit the floor. But whether the day will come when we actually end up making peace depends entirely how he chooses to proceed from here on out. My main focus now is enjoying my new life, happily married to the most beautiful, pure-hearted girl in the world, while watching her over with warmth and affection.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.